panelist, Mr. Nagarajan who is from Vidya Shakti. They run online courses, especially for students in rural India, teaching science and many other subjects. And their mantra is, how do we make classroom interesting? So he's going to share some experience.
Namaskar. I am Nagarajan from Madras. Deke pata chala na? I am happy that I got the Angavastra from Mitesh ji. Dhoti, white shirt and Angavastram is the convocation dress code of IIT Madras. We carry technology in our name, institution name, and we carry tradition in our heart. With that we start. Couldn't agree more with Vipul ji. One of the consistent and concordant inputs that we get from all the IAS officers and basic Shiksha Adhikaris is make the class interesting. By the way, I am not going to show any PowerPoint, just logo. Okay? So keep looking at me. If I shine, if my head shines because of the light, I cannot help it. Okay? Make the class interesting. That is the only thing. If interest goes down, even if Einstein teaches me theory of relativity, I will not listen because I was the last bencher in my class all through my 4 years in engineering. For that, I have Dr. Akila here, who was my lecturer in 1992 in Ginty Engineering College. She can vouch that I am the last bencher, for sure. Okay? So, to make that interesting, regular chalk piece and board is not going to help in a very big way. It helped, but now you could have seen the toothpaste advertisement. Oh, that was a white toothpaste, now I am a colored toothpaste. So something has to be different, same fluorine content, okay? But it's a different color toothpaste, different flavor. So today, we have got a lot of great content, but unfortunately, most of the teachers do not know that the content exists. And by the way, we are not creators of any tools. Xstep has built, Para is built, and Mitesh ji is building a mega dam of wisdom, okay? But you can build a dam, someone has to take the water through the canal, make the last farmer to get that water. So, Vidya Shakti is the foot soldier. We are the delivery unit, we are the implementation unit. So, we take the tools, we collaborate with all the people who build the tools, we implement, because if it is not implemented live, if the software is not in production, it's not going to help in any way. It is as good as a book that is lying in library for 100 years. So, we are the implementation and delivery unit of Bodhan AI. So, we are happy to collaborate with anybody. That's number one. Number two, you could have heard these three names, Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti. Ichha Shakti is the interest. If you don't have the wish, you are all having a great interest, that's why you are sitting here. So, that interest makes everything. Number one. Number two, if you have the interest and the teacher is inspiring you, obviously you will start learning. So the impression, that inspiration has to come from the teacher. So we cannot antagonize our teacher. Have we ever antagonized our professors? No way. Right? But the only thing is, as one of the members have said, lot of administrative works are given to the teachers. SIR, water list, census, ration card, flood relief, you name anything. But the thing is, it is reality. We need that support also, because they are part of the community. But the thing is, can I take a subject which is taking 40 minutes in the class, can I take the same thing with more efficiency in 20 minutes? There are a lot of simulations available. Activity-based content available. Rather than static animations and other stuff, we have activity-based content. Amrita University along with the MHRD has built a beautiful OLabs. How many of us as a teacher using that OLabs? PET is there, Java Labs is there. Now, as part of Bodhan, we are also creating a lot of simulations, because I can have the knowledge. If somebody bowls the full toss to me, I have to hit. If somebody puts a short ball, I have to just do this hit. I know that knowledge is with me, but if Brett Lee bowls or Bumrah bowls me at 120 kilometers per hour, do I have the skill to do that? That pull? No. So that has to come from Kriya. So Icha, Jnana or Kriya, all three Shaktis put together is Vidya Shakti. So we use simulations, we use activity-based content, make the class interesting so that the students stick to us. Why should the student? Because only when the interest is there, the top one reason for dropout is not financial reason. It is because lack of interest. If I lose interest, it becomes tough for me. Control systems was the toughest subject for me in my engineering college. Nagarajan and Gopal, oh that book. Still scary. I get scary dreams about that book, okay, even today. Because I didn't have interest in that subject. That is why. Had I got interest in that subject, I would have listened, I would have scored more than 58. I still remember I scored only 58 out of 100 in that subject. So, make the class interesting, that's number one. Number two, build the teacher capacity. Train the teachers. Even if you have 2 hours of time, train the teachers, because having millions of NGOs and millions of stuff is not a sustainable model. All these things should be imbibed in the school system itself by the teachers themselves. It has to be digested. So, enable the teachers, because we always say teachers are the pujari. If the pujari pushes the curtain, you cannot see the deity. The deity may be ready to give darshan to you, but that's not possible. So, enable, engage, empower the teachers. That's our second thing. So, we always train teachers. Though we have trained 14,000 teachers, it's not even Paramanu in the size of Bharat. We started with 5 villages. Professor Kama mentioned about Vidya Shakti in the inaugural speech. We started with five villages. Today we are in 7,200 villages across 8 states and in Union Territory, Ladakh and Leh. Even in Ladakh and Leh, minus 2 degrees, I went only with this dhoti. Okay, that I can proudly say. But Bharat's size is so huge, we have not even touched the surface. We have got 11 lakh government schools, 8 crore teachers. Unless we empower that, but with all these just 28% gross enrollment ratio to colleges. That's all, even after the independence. That's all we have done. Our goal is reaching 50% by 2035. With 28% gross enrollment ratio to colleges, we can reach 4th economic position. Imagine we bump it by another 15%. We should be 3rd or 2.5 position. We will do that. But there are definite challenges. I would also like to touch upon a few challenges. But before that, where does AA come? A simple thing. In a 40 minutes class, if the lecturer goes round and round about certain area, because we are conducting classes, 1,000 schools are attending. In Andhra Pradesh, 5,000 schools are attending on the other end. If 2 minutes, our teacher is going to make some circles. We are talking about so many person minutes are getting wasted. We are transcribing all our text. We are ensuring that our teachers are sticking to the exact lesson plan. Number one. Number two, when 1,000 schools attend, doubts are scrolling through my Zoho chat. We have trained Vidya Shakti champion students who have to take the doubts from those classes, type it. When 1,000 doubts scroll, how can I solve that? We use again AI to do doubt crunching. Our DevOps will collect that, do a doubt crunching. 1,000 doubts get crunched to top 5 doubts. If I solve those 5 doubts, 95% of the students are getting answered. That's the number 2 AI usage. Third, in my school every day, every period I have to have write dictation, 10 words. That's a mandatory. Today that culture is not there. We said, we strongly believe in micro assessments rather than a 3-hour exam or 4-hour exam at the end of the trimester, okay? Not that trimester, this school trimester, okay? But the problem is, conducting more frequent micro assessments is very, very easy. Okay, I have got the timer at 9 minutes. Now, that is telling me that I have to finish in 1 minute, okay? Now, having said that, when I conduct the test, how will I evaluate? Sarvam is helping us. Because they have got an OCR, all we asked is simple technology, simple tools, already who are familiar, that works well. Putting more costly equipment, more complex tools, giving more support problems to us. So, What we have asked is, I will pop up a question, let them write it on paper, take a photograph, send it to us. Our OCR engine through Sarvam will detect that and then we will analyze that text. Pani, वो ठीक से लिख रहा है क्या नहीं? मंदिर, अध्यापक, third the or fourth the. All these things are done, but the problem is teachers do not have the time. AI helps very, very big time. And we use Xstep for this thing. More than anything else, as Vidya Shakti, as the last point I want to emphasize is, teaching doesn't happen only in schools. We learn a lot of stuff outside the schools. So we have built a community. So Vidya Shakti is not just a project, Vidya Shakti is a movement. We have enabled digital PDs, educated, unemployed women in village. They would have got BA, MCom, MA, MEd, but एक दुकान में ग्रासरी दुकान में काम करते हैं. Family situation. But they want to spend some time in the schools, outside the schools. We train them in the FLN tools. They are taking that in the streets with the mobile phone. One final example, sir. How do they get mobile infrastructure? There are 10 students in the gully. How do they get? We just told our people, digital DDs, you have to teach the kids using Xstep product in your street. They found a beautiful solution. They went to Varanasi, they asked the shopkeepers, if you have a smartphone old which is not used in your house, give it to me. Factory reset it and give it to me. They took it, they put it on the Wi-Fi in their house. They have asked the children to assemble in the house. Started doing the FLN material right there. Unutilized, wasted asset is converted and brought back to life, and it is used for intellectual purpose. What else we need? That is my moksha. Again, as part of IIT's initiative, as a cultural thing, we have got this Kashi Tamil Sangam, Vanakkam Kashi. Everybody would be remembering that phrase, right? So we have done the teaching Tamil for Hindi-speaking people. I was the teacher. मैं बॉम्बे में हिंदी सीखा था, इसीलिए मेरा हिंदी खराब था. Actually, मेरी हिंदी खराब थी. Because it's a gender, right? लेकिन वाराणसी जाकर गंगा स्नान किया उसमें, इसीलिए मेरा हिंदी भी शुद्ध हो गया. Right? But what we did is, so I learned Hindi in a hard way. We made a very simple curriculum. Every day morning, you wake up till you go to bed. What will you see? Objects, time, place, people. Build that vocabulary, 300 maximum words. We started teaching. You won't believe, 15 days, I can show those videos but not time. People started talking in Tamil when our digital Didi went to the school, Vanakkam ji. That's what they said. And we have got beautiful videos. They have started practicing it. And again, using all these things, we have used Bhashini tool. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for prompting, sir. The biggest success we saw is on the Namo God. People used to sell diya, right? That lamp and the flower. We started teaching them Tamil. You have to understand the business acumen. I don't need all this content. You teach me what I want. A student told us. We asked them, you are all chote? Are you going to school? Yes, sir, we are going to school. After 3 o'clock, we are going to Namokad. We sell the diya and then we go home. Simple questions. For 100, what is Tamil equivalent? For 50, what is Tamil equivalent? They asked that. Second thing, I have diya. Engitta diya irukku. In Tamil. Third, this is like a proper business team. They attack the topmost business problem. When you ask, you buy, people say, I don't have change. Then they said, for 50 rupees I have change. For 100 rupees I have change. They learned that itna hi kafi hai. They went there, within 20 minutes they came back, sir, आज हमारा कोटा 100 rupees हो गया, हमने बेच दिया. हम लोग घर जा रहे हैं. इतना खुश. Then he asked, how did you pick that these people are Tamil? हम लोग मामा मामा बोलते हैं, वो आएगा. अन्ना अक्का बोलते हैं, वो आएगा अपने आप. So see how a language with just a few phrases can help, and a few way of interesting teaching can just change the whole thing. We are standing examples. लेकिन करने का काम बहुत है. What we have done is not even Paramanu. Though we can say 7,000 villages Vidya Shakti is operating, that is nothing to compare to 7 lakh villages we have. Right? We just touched. Maintaining this quality and consistency is the biggest thing. And thanks to Bodhan AI, IIT Madras, Ministry of Education for giving us this stage. Jai Vidya Shakti, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, Mr. Nagarajan, for brightening up the last session like that. And I wish we have teachers like you in all our governments. Now, what we heard, like the first speaker talked about, he has taken his work to 8 states. The second one talked about that is take steps 6 states. Tara is in Hindi and English, so naturally it's going only to Hindi states. Similarly, Madhi Foundation, your work is in 1 state, and Vidya Shakti, you are in 7 states. 8, my apologies. Now, how do we take such beautiful applications to all other states and union territories? So if you have one message to them, see, lots of my colleagues are there. I've worked in state government. They look for how do I get these? What do I do? What kind of things are required? So that's what I would like to hear from you.
Just from
1 minute, like it.
Yeah, I will not take more. What we require is a formal MOU from the state, because school education is a state subject. So you need a formal education MOU from the state, and a formal communication to the basic Shiksha Adhikaris and the block education officers. And they are all very cooperative. Many people think that they are not. Actually, the reality is the other way. They are very cooperative. Only thing is, we need to approach them because they have so many other things to work.